Okay, so we have the basics of the train body. We're going to go ahead and do this back portion right here, okay? So we're going to go ahead and turn it to the back. All right. So if you look at the back of this, you see, excuse me, that there is an arc here, and it's telling you that the radius is 2.35, and it's coming from this center point. So we're going to go ahead and put this point on the train. All right, so we're going to start a 2D sketch. All right, we're going to do a point. Okay, we're going to place it about right there. And then let's look and see where that's located. It's 1 inch from the corner and 0.375 up directly in the middle. So let's go ahead and dimension. So 1 inch, that's there. And then it's 0.375. 0.375. Oops. All right, so that's set. Now we're going to do the arc. Now the thing about an arc is that when you're doing circles, for example, when they give you the radius, you need the diameter. But arcs are made using the radius. So you're going to come over here to arc, and you're going to go arc at center point. You're going to come to the center point, and when it turns green, you're going to click, and then see how it drags up here. I haven't pushed my mouse button. So I'm going to just push my mouse button and kind of draw my arc like this. Okay? And then we're going to dimension that. So we look at here, the radius is 2.35, and remember, you're talking about radius. You can see how that half circle is up there. So that is 2.35. Okay, so we've got that. You're going to go over here to the line tool, and you're going to connect this corner straight up to that arc, this corner straight up to that one. And we're going to go ahead and go across, and then we're going to finish our sketch. But actually, let's go back and edit that sketch. We want to use the trim tool and trim off anything that we don't need. We don't need those ends sticking out. Right, then we're going to finish the sketch. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to extrude this. So you're going to right click, hit extrude, and then select the plane. All right, so we want to take it in. You notice how when I take it in like that, it takes away. All right, so I'll show you how to fix that. First of all, let's see how far that goes back. It goes back, the distance from here to here is 1.75. Okay, so it goes back 1.75. And you want to go ahead and go here, and we want to join, okay, instead of intersecting. And we're going to finish our sketch. Okay, so now we have that part. Now we need to go and do this circle part right here. All right, so let's just go ahead and draw a circle first. So we're going to create a new sketch. And I'm going to take my circle, and I know my center is not on the edge, so I'm just going to go ahead and draw a circle, and then I'm going to dimension it before I do the diameter of the circle. So let's see, the center is 0.25 from the edge and 1.75 up. All right, so it's 1.75 from the bottom, and it's 0.25, I believe, yes, 0.25 from this edge. All right, now we're going to go and do this. The radius is 0.5, so that means the diameter is 1. So now we're going to dimension. I'm going to change this to 1. Okay, then we're going to go through and we're going to finish our sketch. And we're going to extrude this circle. So extrude, select the circle, and it's going to go all the way through. Okay, all right, so now we have that part. Now let's go ahead and go back to the back portion. All right, so we need to put the hole back here. But you notice, let's do this. I need to show my sketch. So we're gonna go here, we're gonna do visibility. Now you can see the hole right here. So we're gonna, or the point. So then you're gonna go to hole, and let's check and see what it needs to look like. All right, it is a diameter of 0.25 and a depth of 0.5. So diameter of point, let me go back, sorry. Diameter of 0.25 and a depth of 5. So diameter of 0.25 and a depth of 0.5, so it's already the way we want it. You're gonna hit OK. And then we're gonna go back and hide this sketch again. All right, so now the last thing that we need to do is this hole right here on the top. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the top. Oh, I'm gonna turn it to the side first. Okay, so we want to put a hole on the cylinder. It's hard to do that because it's hard to do this because we're doing it directly on a cylinder. So we need to do something called a work plane. So we're going to come here, you're going to click plane, and then we're going to click the body of the cylinder. All right, so you notice how this plane comes up? Right, I could make it straight through like this, I could make it angled. We're gonna make it sit right on top. So then you're gonna click OK. So now here's my work plane. Now we're gonna look at the top. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to create a hole, but we have to sketch on this plane. So you're gonna make sure you select the plane, and you're gonna right click. You can do new sketch, right? And in order to do that, we need to project the geometry of our body. So you're going to do project geometry. We're going to click this. Okay, so now you can see that rectangle, right? So now we're going to put our point. I'm going to put it about right here. That's in the middle. And then I'm going to go ahead and dimension it. So when I look up here, it says that it is 0.875 from the front of the train. So that means I'm going to go from here to there, 0.875. Okay, and it's already in the middle. Okay, and so I'm going to finish sketch. I'm going to go ahead and hide my work plane. Actually, no, I'm going to do my hole first. So my hole, I'm going to select this. Let's check out our dimensions. So it's 0.5 diameter, 0.25 depth. So we want 0.5 diameter and 0.25 depth. We're going to hit OK. Okay, and then we're going to come and we're going to hide this work plane. All right, so you should have everything done on the train. The last thing we want to do, if you notice, it says down here on the bottom, round all edges at a radius of 0.1 except for the drilled holes. So what that means is that we're going to go ahead and fill it, and it said, let's go back, 0.1, so we're going to do a radius of 0.1, and we're just going to select all of our sides. Okay, so if you go through and select them all, it's going to round it. Whoops, I'm going to go back. Sorry. Okay, so fill it, 0.1, so we're going to do this edge, there we go. We're just going to do the whole thing. Okay, so you're just going to do this to all of the edges, and then make sure you're saving this as train body, and it's in your train folder. Let's turn this sucker around. My computer's working very slow. Right around this. Okay. Sorry, it was working extremely slow for me. Okay. So go through and make sure all of your edges are rounded. I might have missed a few, I'll go back and check. But if you notice, it just took the edges off of there. I missed a couple right there. Okay, I'll go back and fix that. So just make sure you have all of your edges rounded, and now you have your train body. Go ahead and go on to the next piece. And real quick, just to show you, we're gonna save as, and make sure you're saving it as train body in your train folder. Okay, and that is it. All right, thanks guys.